sweet hymn it lifts a sigh of gray all the days our hearts desire. It's Sunday Mass to be inspired.
We gather here, our faith like fire.
Together we're strong in our desire. We light up the night in a blazing glow. And Sunday Mass we don't need no Messiah. Let's come to Mass. Hallelujah. In nome di Padre, Fili, Spiritus Sancti. This is Sunday Mass on the iBashers Network. It's your show. I just hosted. My name is Dirk. Hey, everybody in the room. I'm going to turn this mic up just a little bit. It doesn't have its usual radio sound. So how are you guys all in the room today? 30 of you in the room so far. Great to see everybody. Andrew is number one today, as he has been so many millions of times. He's the head cheerleader and mascot of the show, as I always say, Canadian $5. Yes, I'm first. However, as a change of pace, why not give it to whomever, I love that English, whomever is seventh. Be a blessing in others' lives and upvote and subscribe. Please do so. Just like and subscribe if you can. You know, we're while the iBashers Network is exactly the same as it always was, it's been kind of Ashina's officially handed the reins over to me, and I'm grateful for that after a year and a half of well, we're still partners and all that stuff, but now I can control and do stuff and ban who I want and unban who I want and all that fun stuff, and add stuff to the show and upload directly, like the SS United States video, which is getting really shitty views. And I tried to position it in such a way that not just the Basher sphere, but the YouTubosphere, you know, for people who are interested in preservation and old ships and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's weird. You know, I'll figure it out. I'll crack that nut one of these days. And Andrew, for you, dearest Andrew, we start off with the super chat gong. Very sweet of you. Thank you. Ken Furby, who got his Basher of the Day song this morning. Congrats, Andrew. My hubris from the numero uno spot has abated. For now. And I'm happy with whatever the gods put me. Wherever the gods put me. Upvote and subscribe. These are strict regulations and they're not up for debate. Just do it. Indeed they are. Thanks, Ken Furby. Hope you enjoyed your little song. It's fun to do those. I have a little thing planned out, so I just got to come up with new lyrics for every time somebody new has the number one position. And if you get it again, I'll have to change it around. So that they're personal and individual. Love to Dirk and one and all. Love to you back. And I said, Ken, your number one bash of the day is in your box, and it was. Dave Fahrenheit 451 upvoted. Thanks for upvoting, and thanks for being such a great bastard, bastardo, basharista, basharisti, all of those things. JBB, hello, Dirk. Full page ad for the SS United States Conservancy in the front section of today's New York Times. Do you know about this New York Times thing? I'm getting absolutely no answer. He's in the other room. Big doings with the SS United States. I haven't read the article, but I did see the article with Susan Gibbs, who's the granddaughter of William Francis Gibbs, who built the ship, designed it, built it in conjunction with the Navy, the United States government, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, tick, 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 tick. It's like she's in a bad position. She's never been in this dire of a position. She's got all this great stuff planned for her, but she doesn't have a home because Philadelphia, shame on you. Shame on you, city of Philadelphia, for wanting to evict her. It's not just the city of Philadelphia. It is also this family that owns this particular pier. I didn't know that it was privately owned, but it is, I guess, you know, getting that kind of $150,000 a month or whatever the hell it is they get. It's a lot of money to keep her there. She's a big girl. She's as big as the Chrysler building. Shame on them. Shame, 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 shame. Julian is calling in from London, London calling from a faraway town. On Bashes, he is Renaissance, but we know he is Julian from London. He's feeling much better today, and I'm so grateful to hear it. Julian, you deserve the best. Special shout out to the girl with the wrench today who's under the weather. It's going around. Stuff's going around, guys. Be careful out there. You know, just because it's summertime, fun time, all those things, it doesn't mean that, you know, what's going around can't happen to you. And we love her. She's the queen of our show, as you all know. You know, she's the girl with the wrench. She helps me out tremendously in this show. She's the creator of those beautiful pens that are coming to you soon. She made the Bashers hats that are coming their way to you soon. You know, she is just the empress of Bashers. So special shout out to her for all she does, and feel better, because it's just annoying. It's annoying that it happens, you know, like it just drives me crazy. We love you. Melly C is in the house. Speaking of empresses, good day, Father Dirk and all the Bashers. Good day to you, Melly C, and to Mork and Mindy. I'm going to have to come up with all these different names for, you know, like Queen of Soul, Empress of Soul, the Queen of Rock and Roll. Everybody's got to come up with, what was the one, Mary J. Blige is the Queen of Hip Hop Soul. What the hell does that mean? And yesterday, for I guess for our birthdays, we got a gift to go see a Broadway show called Stereophonic. And it was 3 hours long, and it was all set inside a recording studio in the 70s in Sausalito, California, with a rock group that consists of 3 men and 2 women. Can you guess who this was based on? And it was in the Golden Theater, which is a very nice house. Broadway show houses are quite beautiful. They're historic, and they don't want to knock those down, thank God. So we get there. We had really terrific seats, mezzanine. Thanks to Julie and David for this beautiful gift. And it turns out it was a 3-hour show, and I was like, oh boy, I don't want to see Jesus for 3 hours. My attention span for films has whittled its way down to, as I get older, an hour and a half, 90 minutes is about my cutoff time for stuff. Thank God for intermissions. It was a very long thing. It got really, really good at the end, and it won the Tony Award for Best Play. So it was loosely based on the making of Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album. That's what it was based on. And I wonder if there's any kind of litigation between this show and the members of, they don't say, they don't ever even say the name of the band. They give the characters names, but they don't ever. It's mostly about from the engineer's point of view of trying to get these. One guy does too much blow and drink, and one girl's sleeping with many guys in the band. Sound familiar? Then there's the egotistical guitar player who comes in and wants to take over everything and is critical of other people's performances. Does that sound like anyone familiar? Makes people look kind of bad. You know, I wasn't inside the making of Fleetwood Mac Rumors, so I've just heard the lore like the rest of you have. But it's very interesting take on a Broadway show where there's no sets and, you know, like things that move and, you know, set changes. None of that. It's a studio where you're looking at like a big console, like in the 70s, and a big glass window with a studio behind it where they're actually playing live. And I have to say that I don't know much about the band Arcade Fire, but apparently one of the guys that is in that group is the composer of the pop songs that they made for this show. And they were terrific songs. They sounded like Fleetwood Mac songs with the harmonies. Even the girl had that, well, I was, yeah. She had that Stevie Nicks thing. And she was terrific. And obviously she was doing too much coke and wrecking her voice, as everybody, I guess, did in the 70s. Everybody's doing way too much blow. And, you know, because it was just a thing. Divorce. It was fascinating. And it got really great. Towards the end of the first act into the intermission and second act, it started to really, really pick up. And I don't go to a whole hell of a lot of Broadway shows, and I've seen some that are great, and I've seen some that I wanted to, you know, commit Harry Carey over. How do you guys feel about Um, I'll say this. Can I just say this? It was an original idea. And one of my big gripes about Broadway in general is that, and when I say Broadway, I don't mean just the shows that are in New York, popular shows that happen in the West End and go on tour. They might go to, Europe or Australia or whatever, like the Les Mises and the Phantoms and the blah. All those shows, original ideas. What Broadway is mostly is like Tina, uh, the life of Neil Diamond, all these, they're called jukebox musicals. Basically what they just do is take all these pre-existing songs, so you don't need a composer, and they have somebody write a very flimsy book. It's called the book. The script, the show is called a book, and they put it up there, and they get some fantastic razzmatazzy singer, and they have all kinds of dancing and all this shit, and they've become quite popular because the people go to the show already knowing the hits. And as we were approaching the Schubert Alley, which is where the Schubert Theater is, a very famous place. It's in the middle of the street. There's this extra little, like little alleyway that is called the Schubert Alley, and it's a little place to cut across streets and stuff. And I get confronted by Hell's Kitchen, the brand new musical by Alicia Keys. And it's like, wow, I'd like to kill myself if I had to see that, because me no bueno her. I don't dig her at all. She just to me is just like bleh. No, I don't get it. I know she's popular, or she was popular. I mean, the kids probably don't even know who she is anymore, because to them she's probably an old lady. She's not Taylor Swift or Dua Lipa or any of the big pop acts now. She's been around for 20 years, but when she came out, everybody's like, oh my God, she's the most amazing thing ever. And I just never thought so. And her attitude is also just like not my thing. I'm not saying that she's not talented. I'm not saying that she's and I know a couple of inside things about her that make her not such a nice lady. But like, she's doing Broadway musicals, and I was just like, fuck that. I'm calling Emmett. We're going to write a musical and then we'll have Oisin score it, like do the strings and stuff, because it's got to be better than that, because she's just like, bleh. I don't know. Rant. Mr. Landon, number 8 again. Who's number 7? Melly C is number 7. Is that right? Let me count them. Andrew, Ken, Dave, JBB, Renaissance. Melly C, you're 5. Kevin Landon says he's 8. I don't know. I have to do the math and figure out who Andrew's bequeathing his who Andrew, who are you bequeathing? Can you do the math in my head? Because sometimes what I see on this special software that I use is not correct, and you can't repeat people. So like Ken's got like 3 messages in here, so he counts as 1. But Kevin says, lucky number 8 again. Hello, Dirk and the Bashers. Upvote, subscribe, and enjoy Sunday Mass. Hallelujah. Please enjoy Sunday. But what are you guys wearing today? I'm wearing Milgas today because I was feeling in a Rolexy mood. I'll tell you some fun stuff that happened. But after I tell you that Angelo Minichello with Canadian 20 balloons. Good day all. Dirk, just to be fair, the holdup of the watch is all done. It's onto the ship. It was all on the shipper. Customs only had the watch for 1 day out of 12. So it's the shipper that thought you were importing cheese? Then why would they care? For those of you who haven't tuned into the drama of the Parmigiani, he bought one of the most coveted watches in the world currently, as Angelo does. He gets these. He's one of those guys that doesn't say Rolex, Omega, AP, Patek. He gets really, the Avanti, and now he's got a Parmigiani. Well, he doesn't have it yet, but he's about to have it. And congratulations. I can't wait to see it. I hope you feature it on the show. I want to learn about those watches. I don't know nearly enough. The only thing I've ever learned about them was watching Tim stream when he was at the watch show. And I had heard of them, but I never really paid attention. I know it's a newer brand and it's very high horology and stuff like that. And thank you so much. Let's give you the boom. Amazing. Thank you very much. I can't wait. I hope you'll consider featuring it on the show. Um, so the Italians are in town, as you know. Paul's cousins, whom I love dearly, and the kids are getting so big, and they're people. You know, when kids become people, it's like I'll never forget when, like, my niece became a person. you know, when my twins, when I was growing up, my eldest sister had twins, and her son Mike, and the twins, like they were kids. They were like little brothers and sisters. I'm the youngest of my gang, but my sister moved back in with her kids, and we played video games, and they were kids, and then now they're people with families and children, and when the kids become people, well, it's shocking, because 4 years ago, 2021, so 3 years ago, we were in Italy, and they were still kids. And now Pietro's becoming like a future basketball star, and Ettore, thank God he's still a kid, but now they both speak perfect English. It's crazy. They didn't speak English before. Now, and Ettore, he's the cutest thing ever. He's taking my phone and he's doing my Duolingo, and he's acing it because he's Italian. And then Paul reminded me, goes, yeah, but he still has to translate the English into the Italian. So you're learning Italian off of that app while he's learning the English off of that app. And I didn't put the two and two together. And he was 100% acing it, because they're becoming people, like real, like adult people almost. It's frightening, but beautiful. So we spent a lot of time with them. I hooked up with them at the Museum of Natural History. That was on what day? That was on Saturday. So I haven't seen you all. So I surprised them. They were going to the natural. My father-in-law was a emeritus at the Museum of Natural History, so he got them some tickets for that, and they got in easily. And I don't think I've told this story. Did I tell the story? When was I on last? When did I go? No, it was Friday. I think I told you already. I don't remember. Anyway, I got to the museum, and there was a line around the block, and they had already gotten in earlier. So I was there. I was like 45 minutes behind them. And I just figured I'd surprise them. It'd be a lot of fun. And there was no way for me to get in. So I bought a ticket online, and then I pretended I was an Italian tourist. And I was like, mi piace il mio cugini in dentro. And they're like, go, go, go. They just let me in. They just go. I think I told the story, but it's funny anyway. So we've been spending the weekend with them, doing a lot of stuff with them. Yesterday, we went to the Broadway show, and then right afterwards, we met them downtown in Tribeca, and I went back to the scene of the crime, to whatever that word is, sifili, the word for the Greeks. Any Greeks in the room, I'm probably saying it wrong. It's the word for grape in Greece, and I did it on the show. One of my very first walkabouts, I wound up at that wonderful Greek restaurant in Tribeca, and Paul and I decided that let's take them there. I asked them if they like Greek food on the WhatsApp. They said yes, and we got there, and we asked the woman if she could accommodate 7 people, and they were very kind. They got us a great table outside. They showed up. We had a great night. But the interesting thing is that Pietro is the eldest. He's 16 going on 17. He's a aspiring basketball star. He's really talented. He's getting very tall. He knows everything about watches. I mean, it's scary. Now, you have to understand that in Italy and basketball comes a lot of kind of hip hop culture. So they have a different handle on. They just think it's the culture of America and the culture of the sport and all that stuff. So I found out he's so complex that there's so many other things. But my first impression was that he likes hip hop music. Okay, that's fine. He's a kid. And, but he likes the bust down. I think I did mention this. There was a room called like Cold as Ice or whatever it was called. And, but he didn't just know about the diamonds on the watches and the fancy stuff. He knew what the watches were and what all the models were. But we sat down for dinner yesterday, and we seriously talked about. Yesterday, I wore my Seiko, and I was, because we were walking around in the heat and it was very hot. And it's not cool to walk around with I didn't want to walk around with any of the flashier models because you get scared that people are going to try to nick them from you. I don't know. Maybe that's just fear that Thor put in everybody's head. I don't know. But we're talking about watches and his aspirational watches, the ones he really likes, and he's got great taste in watches. He's not interested in Hublot. He's not interested in any of the crap. He's like really AP Royal Oak is definitely like a aspirational watch for like if he says, well, what would be the first watch you'd buy if you got you got a basketball contract, and he says it would probably be AP. And I was like, wow, that's really crazy. And what kind? Gold, wrap, everything's gold. And I said, you don't want it. And he knew the term bust down, which freaked me out because I didn't know that word for years because I didn't even pay attention to it. Something that's not factory, bejeweled is going to be bust down because you take it. And I explained it to him too. He wasn't quite sure. He knew the term, but I said basically those guys they'll either buy a fake watch because and I was explaining to him about rap culture that these guys don't really, very few of them have the money. Very, very few of them. The DJ Khaled's and the Puff Daddies and the Jay-Z's and the Eminems but he's a big fan of this guy, Travis Scott, which I wouldn't know his music if he hit me with a Travis Scott truck. But like that guy sells out 80,000 seat stadiums in Europe. Who knew? I don't know anything about him here. Other than he was married to one of the Kardashians. Why I know that, I don't know, and I don't care. But he looks at all those watches and they're glitzy. Those guys wear, they wear iced out, glitzy looking stuff. But he knew what was underneath it, which I think was great. And as he gets older and develops his taste more, this guy's probably going to be into Calatravas and vintage Omega and vintage Rolex and things like that. We all look, or other brands, micro brands, things like that. He was aware of the horology, and I thought that was really cool. Not just the diamondy, crappy, stupid stuff. But it was a really great day, and they're going to rent a car tomorrow, and they're going to go tour some other parts of the United States of America, and then they'll be back here in a week's time, and then we'll have a couple more days with them, and then hopefully we'll see them next year when we go to Italy. Dean says hello to all the glorious bashers. Oh, that's a great one. Shit, I never even put two and two together, Dean. Inglorious bashers. Hit She's in the room with 12th message and 9th a vote. Oh, you mean 10th? I don't know who cares. You're in there. That's all that matters. Andrew Wolkovich is reminding everybody to upvote. Please do so. It helps with it's probably really going to help out now with this. Do you know what I already noticed? That the numbers out of the gate are better. So maybe getting out of the consortium is helping. Who knows? We didn't know. We just decided that this was probably an interesting move to try it out. David Simons, hello, you beautiful Basharisti. Whoop, whoop, hallelujah, Basharisti. Dr. Bob's Nightmare is in the room. Smell the glove. Did you ever listen to those records? The Smell the Glove is the name of the Spinal Tap album. And I don't know if everybody's seen Spinal Tap. It's actually 40 years old, I think, at this point. Something crazy like that. When I first saw that movie, I went like this. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, God. Because I was so deep in that, I couldn't see the humor in it because it felt like an assault. Not that I was in a band like Spinal Tap, or maybe I was. Because the scene was certainly that. The scene I was in was certainly that. Ridiculous. There was a band that had a Stonehenge set, and they did have dwarves, and they were not taking stuff. They were taking it out of the playbook. It was real what they were doing, and that is really scary. So now I look back at that movie and I howl my ass off because I can laugh at myself. Maybe I just was too young and too serious, and I didn't know how to laugh at myself yet. And if you can't laugh at yourself, then who can you laugh at? Right? Can I have an amen? Amen. Thanks, Dr. Bob. I love that. Thanks for reminding me. I got to watch that movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time. And also, what came from that afterwards was all the Christopher Guest films. Now, I've said this before, and then I didn't realize that culturally, you learn a lot as you get older. That Waiting for Guffman, which is a Christopher Guest film, is my favorite comedy film ever made. And I used to say, if people don't get that, I don't want to know them. Thing like, if you don't like Kate Bush, I don't want to know you, which is ludicrous because we all have our own sensibilities and our own tastes, and we have to applaud each other for that's what makes the world go around. But then I realized that Waiting for Guffman, like, I don't get Monty Python, and the reason why I don't get Monty Python is because I'm American, and that is extremely British comedy. And then there are certain people from America that will get Monty Python. I don't get it. I watch it. Like in this play last night, there was some humor in it that I didn't laugh for the first hour of the show, and there were people howling and giggling, and I thought, oh God, this is such, I'm so snooty. This is a lowest common denominator music joke. And I'm looking at all the equipment in the studio, which was all real, by the way. The console was real. It was a Neve 8048, I think. They had a real Studer tape machine, 2-inch tape machine. And here's the interesting thing. I know I'm going way off. Jocelyn Bittenbender, happy Sunday, Bashers. Hope this Sunday Mass finds you all happy. Hi, Jocelyn. Great to see you. Look at that. Just look at Catherine Deneuve looking absolutely breathtaking, because she's one of the most beautiful women that has ever walked the face of this earth. So when the engineer, every time they went to go hit record on this thing and they were in the, in the booth singing and stuff, I noticed that the record light went on the track of the tape machine, and the tape machine started working. And I was like, oh, wow, this is really interesting tech where they're actually, how they're I didn't know. So obviously they have it synced up in such a way that when it works, I know they're not recording stuff. But then there was a part where this girl's voice is all ragged out and she's about to sing this, and the song was fantastic. And you can only hear the vocal, and she's singing it, but then when she gets to high notes, she can't do it. She takes a couple of sniffs of blow, and then she has a fight with her lover, and then he gives her an ultimatum, and she gives him one back, and then she comes back in, and she's so distraught that she nails it. And he goes, you want to hear that? And then she comes out of the recording booth, and she stands there, and she's crying, and then they play the track with now you get to hear it against the music. Because when you're in the room and, we couldn't hear it. The only thing that was weird was all the engineers were wearing headphones, which makes absolutely no sense because producers and engineers don't wear headphones. When you're in the studio, you're listening through speakers. That's my only criticism. And she sang it against the track. Now, obviously, that last take that she did, she lip sank it because it was exactly the same recording, unless they recorded every night. I don't know. It was very interesting. I would recommend it. It's very long, though. Bring snacks because you don't want to pay $15 for M&Ms if you're in the New York area. Dean, rewatched today the season 1 of House of Dragons onto season 2 episodes so far. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to the Dungeons and Dragons thing. I blew my my dragon wad in my teens. So medieval features just don't do it for me. I've never seen a single Lord of the Rings film. And I have no intention to, so don't tell me how great it was and all that stuff. I just don't want to see it. It's like watching a new Star Wars movie is really hard for me. Fantasy is just, I'm not saying they're not great, and I'm sure that they are, and I like Peter Jackson. I watched Get Back like 4 or 5 times, and that was, 9 hours. It's just the Dungeons and Dragons-y thing, and I can't even get into the CGI thing. I don't know. Maybe one day. I don't know. I am looking for something great to watch, like a great film, If you can, I have nothing in the cards. I'm reading Rita Moreno's book right now. As you know, I read everybody's autobiography. Rita Moreno, the famous Puerto Rican American star from West Side Story and Oz and a million other things. She had a decades-long affair with Marlon Brando, and he didn't treat her so nicely. Narrated by her. Very cool. I'm into audiobooks because I'm getting old. And so, but if anybody has a movie hint for me for a Sunday night feature, I would love it because we don't have anything in the cards. I'd love to watch a good movie. Could be old, could be new, could be pop culture, something I've missed. What was I looking for? I was looking for a Sling Blade, and Easy E sent it to me on my phone. I couldn't figure out how to mirror it. None of the apps I did worked. I don't know. Martin and Bronson are here. Good evening, everyone. And don't forget to upvote. Please don't forget to upvote if you can. And look at Bronson looking so pretty. Dave Fitzsimons, Basher Sphere, a new one to add to the Bash. You know what's going to happen is the Basher Sphere is going to wind up in on those streams where they go and they. Can I say, listen, I know it's out there, and I mentioned it on the show, and I'm not too. I don't watch them. Obviously, I don't, but I did when somebody told me about them. But it's crazy to me that like, you know, because the Archie sphere, that's what it's called, the Archiverse. Everything's a verse or a sphere now. But Basher Sphere, I like Basher Sphere. That'd be a cool one, Basher Sphere, right? With like cool graphics. That might be cool. When Carolyn's feeling better, maybe we'll talk about that. New addition to the Bastionary. You guys come up with the darndest things. Can I say that? Dean says, Can I pay for a ban out of jail card for any foul language upsetting people you know? I can't imagine for any reason under the sun banning you, Dean. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. Listen, the only time I'll ever consider banning somebody is when they say something intentionally mean or cruel. So that's going to be my criteria, is going to be and listen, I have had correspondence with people from that were on the show that are no longer part of the show that got put on the blacklist. And I've had conversations with a couple of them, and via emails, because, you know, it happens. And I didn't particularly bash them. They might have been on Who Needs a Drink or whatever. And while I wasn't there, like, my criteria is going to be, obviously they said something upsetting, because he doesn't ban anybody unless they go crazy and say stupid stuff or whatever, you know, because there are some people on here who I love and say stupid stuff. I say stupid stuff too. We're all capable of that. So my criteria is, if somebody says something that is intentionally cruel or unwarranted, that's all. I can't see a reason to do it. I mean, you can disagree with me, or you can tell me, oh my God, Alicia Keys is the greatest singer in the whole wide world. And I'd be like, well, okay, I'm not banning you, but you got bad taste. I like that one thing. She goes, da, na, 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 na. I forget what the name of that song is, but I liked it. Oh, Carolyn Martin's in the room. I can never manage to be first, so I'm giving up chatting. Yes, is me throwing a tantrum. Don't throw a tantrum, dear one. Everybody loves you here. Everyone does. Carolyn Martin says, can you not cheat with the wrench to get the first spot? I don't know. You know what the wrench does? Just, you know, the wrench gives people the ability during the stream, during the live show, to silence you, or to time you out. I don't even know if the wrench gives you the ability to ban somebody permanently. I don't think so. I think you can just get them out of the chat. Because if somebody says, you know, you're rough, you know, while, you know, Michaela's on, or, you know, something unnecessary, you know, I don't think it gets that. No, she can't do that. I mean, I could just say, hey, Carolyn, I'm about to post it. You ready? Got your finger on the button? I could do that, but I don't think I need to do that with Carolyn Martin. Le Carré says The Book of Mormon. That was a show I absolutely hated. I hated it. I couldn't wait to get out of that theater. Now, I used to equate that with it being the makers of South Park, a show I don't generally find funny. There are parts of it that are funny, but then those guys made Team America World Police, and I think that's one of the funniest movies ever. It's very gross, but there's some very funny parts of that movie that I really, really enjoyed. I hated The Book of Mormon because they have that song, ba-na-na-na-na. You know, it's not good. It's really crass and dirty, and I didn't appreciate it. And, you know, that's people's religion, you know, as stupid as it might sound to a lot of people, you know, with the golden plates and, you know, finding them where is it, Syracuse? Jesus was in North America. I know it all sounds a little crazy, but if you break all of it down, it all sounds a little crazy. But these were all invented. This one wasn't, and Scientology wasn't, but like the ancient religions, you know, the big ones, Judaism, the Christianity, and Islam, the old ones. That was all. We were all wearing, you know, sheepskin and had no shoes, and were hitting people with rocks. And we weren't evolved creatures, and we didn't know why there were these twinkly lights when the light disappeared. What's that big ball of fire in the sky? Obviously, it's God. So that stuff was all made up then. Saying that as a Catholic, because I can't escape that thing. I do believe in God. I do. Somebody had to make all that shit. Just the way they went about it was really stupid. But the Book of Mormon, I just thought, wow, I'm amazed that they didn't get sued. Did this Mormon church try to sue those two guys from South Park? They probably should have, right? I mean, because it was mean. The producers, the best spring songs, Springtime for Hitler in Germany. I mean, Mel Brooks is a very hit or miss kind of guy for me. Some of it is genius and some of it is Borscht Belt. And my favorite being Young Frankenstein. And I found out now why it was the best one, because Gene Wilder wrote it. I never knew that, because Gene Wilder, oh my God. Can we just talk about how that guy was robbed for not winning the Academy Award for Willy Wonka? It's one of the best screen performances ever committed to film. Ever. He's incredible in that. And he married Gilda Radner. This is just a beautiful human being. What a soul. It's such a lovely man. But Mel Brooks, then he made like Spaceballs, which was stupid. But he made History of the World, and he made Blazing Saddles. He made some great movies. Producer's one of the best ever. Ever. Hilarious. Kenneth Mars, genius. Cashman, number 21. Hoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. Andrew says, I actually think with my limited math skills, call the one. What does it say? Call the I. Oh, I don't know what this means. Commas, please. I think with my limited math skills, and if you've never seen my checking account, you know it's true. Let it goes to Carolyn Martin. I could do that. That might be a great idea. Carolyn Martin's getting the Bastard of the Day. You've heard it here. Right after I'm done with the show, I'm going to go record the Bastard of the Day song for her. You hear me, Carolyn Martin? It's coming your way. Kevin Landon, where am I Invicta Grandiva 3045? Well, send a picture of it. Why don't you? Did you send one? Send a picture. Because I'm looking at the Bashers Gallery, and it's kind of, we're going there in a couple of minutes. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, oh, this is very light. I know it's Sunday Mass, and it's my least attended congregation. I know that, but actually the numbers are pretty good today. And I'm not one of those numbers people. You're all here. Most of you are. Most of them. We're missing a bunch of people. Can I mention who we're missing? I want to shout out to them on the show, and a lot of them are Patreons. Jim Lassick, we see a lot. Andrew, we see all the time. Where is Go Moto Soto and where is Nick Sisto? We miss you guys. Come back. We just come back. We miss you a lot. Fergal, we see all the time. Nathaniel, Dana. Well, she's around. We can get her. Lord Scotty H. Not in the chats a lot, Lord Scotty H. And we don't know why. Are you okay? Dean McKenzie, Al Benedetti, Angelo Minichello, Gasman 308, the beautiful Gary and Susan. We see them all the time, but not enough. Danny L. I know why we don't see him. Dave Fahrenheit, we see him. Dave Fitzsimons, Carolyn Martin, Easy E, Mimi, Chris on the Upper East Side. He left Patreon. I hope he still watches the show. He still love. No, Drew B did. Chris is still here. Thank you. Scotty Love. I went to the museum with him. The beautiful Jocelyn Bittenbender's here today. Ray and Nader Prince. He hasn't been around a while too, but there's a bunch of people. Can anybody else think of some people who were major people here who we haven't seen? Let's give them a shout out just so they know we're thinking about them. It doesn't matter if you're super chat. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just being part of this thing, and it's great. Dean's. Oh, wait a second. I missed a couple. Hold on a second. Hold on. How did I miss that? How did that jump so far ahead? Book of Mormon. I'll get to that in a second. Dean. Kevin Landon. That's where I was. Gashman says, wearing my Explorer 2 Polar. Show us a picture of that. Drinking a nuclear grade double espresso. Oh, man. Anch'io. And that's the end of that. Man, I really wanted a coffee after the museum because I was tired. Not the museum, the play. And we were going out to meet them. So Paul and I went out and had our, because we didn't have time to celebrate our anniversary and that shit in 35 years. So we went and had a couple glasses of some delicious Greek. I'll never remember the name of this wine, but it was really, really, really good. And then I was like, shit, I need a coffee. And I was in a Greek bar and wine bar and cafe. And I said, can I just have a double espresso? So, we shut the machine down. Wanted to blow my brains out. Carolyn says, Dean, I'm not sure, but I tend to be stand-up honest. Nothing's further from the truth. And Dean says, as long as you don't get caught, it's all good. Well, that's how a lot of people think. Angelo Minikillo, I currently have on a PF Tonda 1950 entry model. Still lovely, and it has the micro rotor movement. Cool. Mr. Parmigiani is one of the top watch meisters of the world and also a master watch restorer. We know this is true. Yeah, I did a deep dive on how those all are assembled and all that kind of stuff. Very exciting stuff. Let's have a look at that soon. Dirk, did you try to order one of the time? Yeah, I went right on there immediately and it was sold out. That's what they do. That every single time that Timex pan they bring it back, you go on there, you put it in your cart and it says, sorry, this product is unavailable. Happened to me. And I don't know what happened because I can't remember, but I remember when those first came out, I thought I ordered one, the small, and I remember choosing because one of them had the little plane and one of them didn't. The one with small seconds, I think, had the small plane on it. And I thought I ordered that for Paul, but apparently I didn't. Or did I? I don't remember. But I did again, and it said it was unavailable. It didn't even say check back later. I don't know. I'll get one. The Gashman, nice watch. We'll be getting one from the AD in December. Is that right? Very nice. Hitesh, see, I'm not wearing anything. That, as Marilyn Monroe used to famously say, what do you wear to bed? She said, Chanel No. 5. As in a watch. What were you all thinking? LOL, I don't wear one in the house. You don't wear one in the house? But if I would, it would have been my Seamaster. Nice. I don't wear one. I take my watches off before I go to bed. I don't, even if it's waterproof, I don't take one in the shower. But I do wear them around the house. Definitely. Sometimes I wear them just so I can go, how pretty. How pretty. And I do that a lot with the Milgauss because I'm just so afraid I'm going to hurt it. I think I'm finally getting to the point where, because like, I'll show you. Why not? Not that there's a scratch or anything, but you can see it now. So here's the bracelet, right? Okay. You can see. Oh, is it really? This is silver. You can see I got a little bit like wear scuff, but this has got the this is tape because the center link on the clasp is pristine. But the center links get a little, it still looks great. But I just have the one right here. This one right here. That one. So, and it happens that I looked at it and I went, all right, well, I wear it. So, and I don't want to be one of those douches that, has a nice watch and doesn't wear it. And, because I'm never selling it or anything. It's never going anywhere. This is a gift from you guys. So that's it. It's forever. I'll leave it to someone because I don't believe anybody should be buried with stuff like that. It should be passed on. People should enjoy them, Anyway, you know what time it is. It is time for, where did I put that? I got to put these in better spots.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
That's the tune. Let's start with Matthew and his Pelagos 38. Looking great. Got a very attractive wrist, perfect sizing on a guy, rubber strap, looking great. That blue, I got to say that, I don't know what kind of blue that is, but I've seen it in pottery, like in fine china. It is one of the most beautiful blues in the world. It's kind of like a gray slate blue. And I have to say, I don't own a tuner, but I know a lot of you do. I think that knurling is so amazing. Breitling's got knurling like that too. It's just so beautiful. It looks, that could not look better on your wrist than it does, man. It couldn't possibly. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We don't get to see a whole lot from Matthew, but I like it. Andrew with some kitty cat time. Because what would iBashers be without kitty cats? And there's the girls, Olive and Morgana, looking pretty on the carpet. On the carpet. Oh, hello, baby. Hello, baby. Calicos, they're always girls. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look, it's a action shot. Oh, are they making nicey nice? Oh, that's so sweet. So sweet. Not that I'm thinking about it, because I'm not, but when I do, it's going to be more than one. Because I don't think I could ever live through that again. I don't think I could ever live through that thing of having that one cat that your pet that you're obsessed with and you love, and all of your love channel is channeled into it, and they're gone. And then, I will never do that again. I never had to. When my dog died, I had 3 cats. I mean, not that it was horrible. It was horrible, and I went through all of that grief. But you can always grab that other pet and cry, and couldn't this time. Look at you, beautiful baby. I love that. When you take those blankets, and I told you about that blanket. That's instantly the cats own that, because they want to just take it and manipulate, and they'll drag it into another room to find. Look at you, you beautiful baby. They'll drag it there because that's their thing. You're beautiful. Thank you, Andrew. A little bit of joy for a Sunday Mass. Angelo Minichello showing nature at work. As you all know, not only is he the owner of some beautiful timepieces, but he also has a beautiful piece of property where nature does its thing, and that is beautiful. What kind of camera was that shot with? Because that is absolutely lovely photography. It's like some kind of crazy macro stuff going on there. Beautiful. I have one tomato plant that's bearing tomatoes, and then the other one, which is the more beautiful looking one, there's no tomatoes there, and it's August. Where are my tomatoes? Where are they? Look at this. Wow. That is incredible. Wow. Rain coming across the valley. Well, this was the first day we had without rain, because we did have some rain yesterday. We had about 5 days of rain, which we really needed. And then I had to go and sort out all my plants, because some of them were getting overwatered. I had to cover them because I was worried. I was really worried about that stuff. And here's Mart and the Bronson. Oh, it's time for a brush. I used to sing that. Brush here, brush there, where the earth in our bronze. That's how we bash the day away in the merry old land of Oz. Oh, what's going on? Oh, look at this on the TV. Amazing shot. Yeah, they love the TVs because they love the warmth. And I have a plasma, and now I guess I can get rid of it because it was all about her loving it, because the new TVs are not that hot anymore. Oh, what a beautiful shot. Isn't that funny? Does Bronson do the thing where they try to smack the top of your head from the top of the cabinets? That's amazing. Amazing. Thank you, buddy. Those are great. Great shots today, guys. Really great. Oh, is a slew from Carolyn Martin. And I'm talking about a slew. What do we got? Time to go home. Oh, boy. Well, you said it, so I guess I can now, right? She's going to Italia. She's going to Italy. I'm not going to say where that is so you won't stalk her, but I know where it is. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I've Google mapped it, so I know where all the stuff is. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, she's going to be going to Italy soon, enjoying that. What else do we have from you, Carolyn Martin? Do we like? Oh, ooh, yeah, we like. As a matter of fact, hey, you know who has this watch exactly? I picked this exact watch out for when my father-in-law was looking for a gift for his wife, Julie, my stepmother-in-law. And that's the one we chose. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, yeah. We love that. We love it. Beautiful. Yeah. Did you just get that? Oh, there's a lot of pictures. Oh, don't be fancy. She's being fancy. She's showing off her juice. She goes, when you have the place to yourself. That's insane. Wow. Wow. I've never been in an empty stadium. I think it would be pretty cool. I'm not going to ask why. I'm not going to tell it. I know which stadium that is, but I'm not going to say. Because then they'll know where you do stuff. You say you're switching it up today. Ooh, wee. Carolyn Martin is switching it up today. Oh, I love the Air King. Why is the Air King not? Oh, look at it. There's still some luminescence happening there. Look at that. My question is this. This is something I didn't know. Do the 5, 10, 20, 25, do those not? And by the way, I much prefer that without I like the original one without the 0, 5. Are those not they're loomed, aren't they? They definitely are. I know the 369 aren't. I love this watch. I mean, it's the same case as this. Identical. And that's a 3131 in that, right? Is that a 3131? I think so. Beautiful. As you should. Mix it up. You certainly have the choice. You got some heavy hitters, Lady Pie. Bert Dundee. Oh, speaking of loom monster, the biggest loom monster in the whole wide world would be that. Holy crap, man. Does that look perfect on you? And I love that rubber. Woof. Woof, 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 woof. Yeah. I can't wear them. They're too big. You have to be a big manly man like you are. Because they just look too big on me. My 7 1/4 wrist just can't handle it. Look at that. That looks great on you. I know that they make a little bit smaller ones, but they're not quite that. Look at that. That is beautiful. Who doesn't love a Panerai? I know there's some people out there that don't like those watches at all. I don't get it. I don't know why you wouldn't. I like them. I like them. Thank you so much for that, Bert. That's Mr. Bert. Bert Dundee. Melly C in the room with some close-ups of the matinee stars, which are Mork and Mindy. Today's feature star is Mork, and he looks mad at the world. Why are you so mad? When a cat's eyes are like that, be careful, because they're mad at you. You're a beauty, baby. Wow, look at beautiful. Oof. Oh, now they're even wider. Look at that. Ooh. He wants to pounce. He wants to pounce on something. That's Laverne would get that when she heard something like a mouse or one of those. That's not fair. Is the black and whites just destroy my soul? They just do. They just absolutely do. Look at you, you beauty. Look at you. Upside down, frolicky. 2 Morks and a Mindy. Well, thank you so much for that. Thanks, Melly C. And Hiteshi. Look at this. Link to Times Pan Am. It's available. This is not a picture. Let me see this. Okay. What does that mean? Like this is the site I went on. Link to Times Pan Am. It's available. It's available now. Maybe it wasn't available yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. Whenever he sent that to me, I was like, oh my God, there it is. Because I thought I bought it already and it never came here. So what happened? Like, I don't remember. I'll have to go. I'm worse than Andrew. I'm going to look through my records and not find it. I don't know. That stuff like that's going to happen. Anyway, that's the Gallery of Bashtards.
The Gallery of Bashtards.
The gallery. Dean says, I put my name in on the Explorer too early this February this year when I picked up the Starbucks. Oh, wow. You got a lot of good stuff. He said you'll get it for Christmas. I bet you'll get it before that. I bet you will. Cashman says, happy days, Dean. Andrew says, Monty Python, watch out for the granny gang. They're savages. Okay. Well, you were part of the realm. Just to be fair, Canada was part of the realm, so you might get that stuff better than the Americans. Probably Le Carré. Do you get? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mr. Bean, sure. Blackadder, sure. Benny Hill, more than yeah. I don't know what Worcester and Jeeves is, but I get a lot of the Irish stuff. Like I get Father Ted, and I do. But Monty Python, I just felt seemed so stoner to me. I don't know. Maybe if I watch it now, maybe I'll watch an episode of Monty Python and see if anything clicks. Gashman, I had the Explorer 2 in 86. It had the red hand. Oh, brother. Oh, that hurts. Oof. Dave Fitzsimons, did you ever watch The Story of Anvil? Sure did. Not only that, but I've played with Anvil. A real documentary that not played with them. My band played on the bill with Anvil a million years ago. That almost mirrors the story of Spinal Tap. Would highly recommend it. Yeah, I've seen it, and I feel bad for Lips and those guys because they've been at it forever and ever and ever. And there's like it's the perfect example of those guys got to a level that they never were able to get higher or lower than. They always stayed in the same thing. They played on a lot of festival bills, which is fun. Honestly, I wouldn't mind playing festivals for the rest of my life if that's, what was allotted to us. Like the whole idea of like being a headline artist now doesn't even appeal to me. I like to play with all those other bands. It's a built-in crowd. You don't have to worry about the bottom line. You don't have to worry about, oh God, we're not that popular. We didn't sell a lot of tickets. You don't have to worry about any of that. There's somebody there to see you and see them and see them. It's great. And Anvil gets to play those, and they've been at it far longer than I have, and that's impossible to believe. Hey, CW watch enthusiast, we all know who he is. Happy Sunday, Mass Dirk and the Bashers. I'm shattered. Oh, he's tired. So sadly, off to bed. Long few days at work. Catch up tomorrow. We're probably doing Watch Fashion Police tomorrow, but we'll see. Le Carré. The Lord of the Rings 2 Towers Battle of Helm's Deep was an inspiration for January 6th. Yike. That makes me want to watch it even less. Melly C says, kindness doesn't cost you anything. Amen, sister friend. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Dean says at CW at Fergal, we have had this conversation the other day. Watch collectors don't need sleep. Just Dirk out and drink 16 espresso. That's true. As long as there's espresso, I'm good to go. It's funny. I used to sleep, I sleep a lot more now, maybe because I'm not sleeping with one eye open to see. I don't know, or it's just depression. Maybe it's the way I handle depression, because I'm still depressed over the whole Laverne thing. It hits me every single day at 1 hour when I go to bed. I don't know. It hits me. There's nothing you can do. Eventually, maybe that'll work itself out. I don't know. But I do sleep more. I don't get up in the middle of the night like I used to. Melly C, I'm currently watching The Good Doctor on Prime. Is that good? The Good Doctor on Prime. I will look that up. I do have Prime. I will watch it. Angelo, I believe I was number 7. The only way, you know what I'll do? I'll be able to check once I get offline. I'll be able to see because now I can look on YouTube. But please donate to Carolyn to help her feel better. I'll definitely do one for Carolyn. And if whoever is number 7, you'll both get one. How about that? Angelo Minikilo and Andrew says, I was arguing with a cat as I was typing and didn't proofread. Cats will do that. Yay for Carolyn Martin. Agreed. We're all in it for each other. That's how it is. Only sinners need to go to church. Hence today's relatively sparse audience. This is one of the better audiences we've had in a while. I was completely wrong. It's looking a little bit better. Oh, there's Chris on the Upper East Side. Great to see you in the room. Yeah, so great to see you. I love seeing people I haven't seen in a while, and when they're in to say hi, like I was saying, like giving the shout outs to people. Like I honestly don't know where Nick Sisto is, and I'm gonna send him an email because I'm like, where is he? And Go Motosoto, where are you? I think I sent one to Go Motosoto. Just happy to have you in the house, man. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor were both hilarious. Blazing Saddles, yeah. I mean, just watch Willy Wonka. It's one of the most devastating performances I've ever seen in my life. Andrew said, every time I try to watch eye bashes, the one cat gets very needy. He always needs to be the center of attention. Well, somebody needs to make you the center of attention, dearest. Dean with the £4.99. Let's give you him. If you're feeling naughty. Hey, Kieran P. Good evening, folks. First time I've tuned in a couple of weeks. Well, great to see you back in the room. We were just talking about the prodigal sons. People we haven't seen, and it's not about like, oh, I wish you were here, or I wish you super chat. None of that crap. We just love to see you back in the room. It's very, very, very important, so we all can keep track on everybody. I have a couple of emails to send out to people who haven't seen, and I worry. I'm a worrier. Dirk is a worrier. I worry about people. I worry that they're okay. I worry that they're not around. I haven't heard from you in a while. Like I hadn't heard from Jim Lassick in a while, and then he's like showed up on the show, and I'm relieved. Dirk's a worrier. He worries about the bashers. Hiteshi Dirk, the Times Pan Am is available on the Canadian website. Aha. Maybe that's it. There's a Timex store here, and I went in there too. And then they were like, no, maybe in a couple of days. Check back. JHB with $9.99, a big $10, with his IWC looking beautiful there. Happy Sunday, Dirk. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you so much for that. Let's give you something sensational. Let's give you. Can we talk about this? I'll play the beginning of this. Okay, so Sheen said that was from the new show Fallout. So I was like, I'll watch that. Oh man, I watched the first episode and it's not watchable. It's not watchable. Like, what? Is anybody watching that show? Thank you, JHB, so much. Thank you. It's like set in the 50s. The way they dress, the radios, the TVs, yet it's the future. And then they jump ahead and everybody lives underground, but they're still dressed in 50s attire. But they have, ray guns and stuff. And it's just, I didn't get it. And it's comedy. And that one girl just looks like Zoe Deschanel, but she's not. I don't know. I tried to watch it. I was like, okay, I watched one and it was so long. But that nuclear thing was very, very scary. Very, very scary. Andrew says every single time he puts that blanket on the bed, she climbs onto it. And yeah, they make nests. That's what they do. Yeah. Oh, Angelo shot that on an Olympus. So you could tell. It looks like a real one. Ray's here, popping in for a split second, heading out to a Dutch wooden schooner for lobster and wine. I will bring back photos. Just don't bring back any photos of any murdered lobsters. We'll look at the wine and we'll look at you. But lobsters are monogamous. I love you, but don't eat them. Not nice. I love the Air King. Yeah, me too. You and I have the exact same taste in Rolex, darling. You and I have the exact same taste in lots of stuff. However, like the Air King, I mean, I just love that case. And you have a Millie, so there you go. We have the exact same watch. Dean's talking to Angela. He says, I was looking at getting the EOS R10 digital camera to up my game from the iPhone. Yeah, there's a very big difference. There's a very, very big difference. We were on the SS United States with this lovely new guy named George. He's in the video. You can meet him. And he had a, what the hell was that? It was a Nikon, a mirrorless Nikon. It was absolutely insane. I saw some of the pictures. Incredible. Listen, our phones can take really good pictures. They can, but there's no contest. There is no contest. Cameras take better pictures. They do. Air King is misunderstood and kind of quirky. Yeah, like the thing. I love the quirky Rolexes. He also says Mork probably wants the pillow, but Mindy beat him to it. That's probably true. Canons are beautiful. Sheen's a Canon guy. Full-on Canon guy. The Timex Pan Am Day Date and the Chrono are both available. Look out in Canada. I'll check after the show. Carolyn Martin says, thanks for the company, guys, with a big $5. 5 American balloons. Thank you, darling. Let's give you a bit of cowbell. Dr. Bob says, you never email me. I'll email you. Hold on a second. Shall I do it right now? Do I have your email? I should, right? Oh, Dr. Bob. No. Hold on. Send me an email right now. Right now, just so it's here. Basherdirk at gmail.com. That's where you also send all of your Basher picks of the day, the Basher of the day, the Basher's gallery, all the stuff we do around here. You can communicate to me through Basherdirk at gmail.com. Bob, send me anything right now. Send me anything at Basherdirk at gmail.com. Just to make sure, because I'm not sure exactly which is your email because I have a couple of Bobs. And I don't want to send the other Bob and say, man, I really love the way that nightie looked on you last night. Oh, sorry. You want to hear funny? Paul's watching. Paul's stuck in the doom scroll. So he didn't know what the doom scroll was. And now he knows what the doom scroll is, right? So now he's watching all Italian doom scroll. And there's this, here's the joke. Here's the joke of the day. Ready? So this Italian guy knocks on his neighbor's door, and their houses are very close together. And he goes, "Hey Luigi, can you do me a favor? Next time you it's embarrassing for me to say, but next time you make the love to the wife, per favore, can you close the window? Chiusa la finestra. It's you can hear it. It's embarrassing. For me, it must be embarrassing for you." He goes, "What are you talking about? It's my house. I can do whatever I want. If I want to play drums or make love to my wife, what business is that of yours?" He goes, "Well, I have the kids and they hear this stuff, and it's embarrassing. It should be embarrassing for you as well, for the noises they make. Your wife, she's screaming like a crazy, it's embarrassing." And he goes, "Well, that makes me proud." He goes, "And you know what? Fuck you. I wasn't even home last night." I thought that was very funny. Did you send me? I don't see anything from you yet. Dr. Bob, I'm reading all the last of them. Dr. Bob says the Air King and the Milgas both breathe life into stale, old, foggy relics. That's how I feel, Dr. Bob. That's exactly how I feel. You know what it is? I'm the Omega guy. I love Omega. Always loved Omega. And I had a little bit of a, relax. It's a luxury brand. I had that Dickie attitude because I didn't know enough about it back in the day. And then the first time I saw the Milgas, I went, wait a minute, that just does something to me that I don't understand. Why is this happening to me? And then I obviously became a fan, and I always wanted this, and I loved it. My second favorite is absolutely 100% the Air King. I love it. 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 Ray, I have a Pentax camera. Oh, Pentax are cool too. Vintage. JHB, Shoe is based on a video game, Alternate Future. Oh, the show. Oh, is that right? I don't know, man. I don't know. It was really tough. He says show. It was really tough to get through. The first episode was really like, is it a comedy? It's a comedy. It's a comedy and ultra violence. Let's remember we can also PayPal Dirk and save the 30%. That's very true. Thank you very much, Carolyn Martin. She's always on the business side of it. Thank you, Carolyn. I love it. I love it. 43 watching 43. Oh, man. Yay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. That's so beautiful. And Carolyn Merton, Ray Pentix is underrated. So is Mamiya or Mamaya. I have a Mamiya. Is that the correct way to say it? It's Japanese, obviously. I have one from 1970 something. It's in my closet. Paul's a really big film photographer, and he's got a couple old Canons like the AE1 and a couple of Nikons. And I got in the very first, actually I think it's the second Leica digital camera. It doesn't take, do I have it here? Hold on. I do. So when the digital revolution happened, I said to Paul, I said, "Oh, you should get a digital camera." He's like, "Yeah." Everybody had those little hot shots, those point and shoots. So I wanted to get him something that I thought was really great. So I got him this, and it's pristine because, it got used it's like a 5 megapixel camera, but it's a Leica and it's called the Digilux 1. and it has this beautiful like rangefinder thing, and it still takes beautiful pictures. Obviously, everybody uses their phones now, and it's got the the Vario Summicron lens, and if you turn it on, does it work? Is this on? Is there power here? I don't even know. Oh, on. Oh, look, yeah, it's got power. Look at that. It's really very, very, very cool. But it fell out of favor because megapixels, blah blah blah. But it's built to be like a rangefinder. It's a big camera. It's like an old-fashioned rangefinder, and it's big, but it's big and blocky like Leica. It's very Leica-esque. I got him this in like 2001, I think, and you can go fully manual. You can shoot raw. But what's really messed up, like they do with everything, is they immediately stopped software upgrades because they came out with the Digilux 2, and then digital became the de facto format, and they went all digital. Now Panasonic does the electronics, and Leica does the optics, and I think that's still a partnership that exists today, which is super cool. I'm a Panasonic fan. I have obviously their TVs have always been my favorite, etc. But they never, like, I think around 2004, 2005, that you could no longer, because here's the problem: it's limited to like 2 gigabyte. I don't even know if it's that much. The SD cards, like you can't use all the modern SD cards; they won't work in there. So you have to use the smaller cards, which is shitty. But that was just, no one expected that stuff to happen as fast as it did. Anyway. Yes, indeed. Andrew with 10 balloons told a friend at his wedding to say hi to his wife afterwards. This reminds me of Mini Me on Entourage. He laughs. Then I told her what I said. So afterwards, when he finished and said, Andy said hi, she said, I was just thinking about him. It's terrible. The worst thing you could do is make a guy think that you're sleeping with his wife or his girlfriend. Or something like that. Minolta made great. Yeah, listen, man, there were so many great ones back in the day. Minoltas were so big. Remember how big Minolta was? Wow. He called me at 3 a.m. to tell me he will get even. Yeah, he's going to get, you know what he's going to get even with? A baseball bat. Be careful. The Air King looks great on a green rubber strap. I bet it does, because that's why everybody told me to put this on. I was going to put it on green, but Oshin said put it on orange, and I think he's right. I think he's right indeed. Guys, thank you so much. That's the show. That's Sunday Mass. In nomine Padre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Oh, Dr. Bob's Nightmare sent me a picture. Hold on. There it is. Okay. What do we got? White dudes for Harris. This is good. It's the Teletubbies. Amazing. I'll email you right back, Dr. Bob. Let me see. Did I ever have an email for you? No, I didn't. I never had it before. There you go. Now I do. Isn't that nice? Thanks so much. And let's get this before I go, because Andrew sent the last olive on the laundry. And who doesn't love to see the cats on the laundry? We all do. They'll never sit in clean laundry. They'll only ever sit in the dirty laundry. You know why? Because it smells like you. That's the only reason why they'd have it. It's great, Dr. Bob. It's the only reason why they do it. So, guys, thanks so much. That's the show for today. You guys are the absolute best, man. I can't thank you enough for always being a part of the Sunday Mass and all the Dirk weekdays. It's your show. I just host it. Remember that. Guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember that you can't always know what's happening with somebody. And when you encounter unkindness, give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them enough room to hang themselves, because, they're going through something either, or else they're just, you know what? Go to church.
Sweet hymn that lifts us up.